Hi,
Hey,
how are you?
CNN.
Hi,
I'm
Captain
Captain
Fields,
Gunn. Nice to meet you.
Stars and Stripes.
Okay, please have a seat.
Yeah. All right, Kevin Hughes, so how are you doing today
I'm
after
good.
that horrible, tragic event that just went down?
Oh, that incident, it was very devastating. However, our troops have remained resilient
Okay.
and we are focused on our mission of transition with our replacement unit.
Well, the next question we've Captain Fields. We may open questioning up from the rest of the press corps here.
Just tell us in your own words, provide us with like an opening statement of what you think happened and, your assessment of what you guys will do next.
Okay, well, incidentally, I prepared something too. So the recent incident during operations in Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Turkey that wiped out the original planning cell was devastating. But our soldiers remain resilient and focused on our mission of successful transition. We have learned valuable lessons from this incident and improved our rules of engagement to lessen the possibility of this happening again. Additionally, training has also been provided to our replacement unit to ensure their success. Unfortunately, this incident is still being investigated. We will keep the public informed as developments become available.
Okay, well, I thank you for that statement, but it doesn't really answer the question, what exactly happened? I mean, this is a tragedy, but what happened?
Well, it is
What
a
was the
tragedy.
initial thing saying?
Unfortunately, I cannot give you any specifics about the details to preserve the investigation. But as soon as we get those information, we will let the public know.
Okay, so can you at least answer the question about what effect it may have had on the unit morale and on the fighting spirit of the soldiers?
Well, it was a horrible event. However, one thing that we've seen from our soldiers is that they're very tenacious and strong, and they've learned to get back up again and learn from this incident. And so from this incident, we are learning a lot of new things that we can implement, so that way we can improve our rules of engagement and minimize this incident from happening again.
Okay, that's a fair answer. You did mention also about your replacements coming in. I mean, how are you going to address the issue of complacency that possibly causes this incident?
Well, one of the top training focus was on actually tactical, safety, and resiliency. And as always, these things have been paramount to any Army training.
You mentioned that you are being replaced. Is that because of any particular role or involvement you played in this incident?
Our unit is actually being replaced. It's part of the rotation.
Can you talk us through the process of the actual investigation?
I only have a general knowledge, but
Okay.
typically there's an investigating officer that's assigned who investigates all the facts that
Who would that
what
be?
happened. I really don't know who the officer is at this time.
Well, could you talk us generally through the process?
So as I started saying, there's an investigating officer that investigates it, and then he or she gathers the facts of the case, puts together a report and recommendations as well, and it's being given to the chain of command for review. That's the extent of my knowledge about investigations. But I'll be happy to provide you more if I can get more information.
I appreciate that attitude. I would like a couple more questions answered. So what steps are you putting in place to ensure that this doesn't recur when the replacement unit comes in and takes your place?
Well, for now, we have focused on safety and tactical trainings. However, as the investigation develops, I'm sure there will be more that we'll learn from it, and we'll be able to implement that into our training.
Yes, but I asked for your replacement unit, not for your training. How are you going to ensure the replacement unit doesn't fall into the same trap?
Well, those trainings that we've done with our replacement units would help minimize those risks of the incident happening again.
Because you're going to pass it on somehow?
Yes, it's a left seat, right seat
Oh, I see.
kind of
Okay, thank you.
training.
Okay, so with all that's happened here, what's your opinion of operations and the war effort in Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Turkey?
Well, we support our commander-in-chief and the mission that's placed on us. We continue to learn from incidents like this, so that way we can improve and enhance and better execute in the future.
I'm going to redirect you back to my question. This is about the opinions of the war effort, not about retraining. What is your opinion of the war effort here?
Well,
is it a good war? Is it a bad war? Should we be here? There is a price to American life that's been paid. Is it worth it?
I can tell you that all the soldiers who are here because they want to. They're freely here, and we believe in the duties that are placed on us, and we are committed to that effort.
So how long do you see that effort being a U.S.-led coalition, operation, whatever you want to call it? How long do you see that U.S. footprint in this area?
Unfortunately, I don't have data to tell you how long it's going to take.
Okay, well, let's go on to what you would define as success in the region. And you're saying that the American troops are willing to stay here, they're here of their own volition, and that you support the president, but what defines success in this region?
There's a lot of ways to measure success.
What's
What I can give you is my personal
Okay.
definition of success.
Okay.
If I had established a good rapport with one person from Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Turkey, just one person, if I made a good rapport with that person, to me that's success.
Do you have any closing thoughts or words you'd like to express to the family members back home?
Should I address that one first, or? Well, for the families back here, I appreciate the communities and the families for their continued support and prayers for our troops out there. And I'm also appreciative of the communities that are looking after our families who are back here. And I hope that that continues.
Okay, great. Now we're going to open up the questioning to the floor.
Yes, sir.
Chris Chigo, Army Times. I'd like to challenge your assertion that your soldiers want to be here. One of your PFCs, PFC Jeremy Smith, put on Facebook that he wanted to get those effing cockroaches who killed your soldier. How do you respond to that?
I'm speechless. I understand the sentiment of that soldier, but we have to remain steadfast in our cause, and we have to remain strong and resilient with the efforts that we're doing over there. Next.
As a commander, how do you engage such a soldier?
You know, it's very hard when you're there for quite some time and you're trying to be strong. However, time and time again, we have to remind each other, watch out for your battle buddy. We have to make sure that we remain strong and tenacious with whatever we're doing there. So first and foremost, we have to start with, a battle buddy system. Yes, sir.
Brian Stoltenberg, some media outlet. Anytime there's an operation like this, there's some of the local populace that tends to see it as an occupation. And we've seen some evidence of protests in the area. If you would have the chance to say anything to those protesters, what would you say?
They are entitled to their own opinion, and sometimes we may not see the fruits of what we're doing immediately. It takes time, it takes a lot of work, but eventually these efforts will bear fruit.
Captain Short, U.S. Coast Guard. When will the bodies of the loved ones be coming home so we can close that final chapter with the families?
I have no information regarding that, unfortunately. Investigation still continues.
Kenneth Hefner from The Onion. best news on the planet. Your commanding officer has said that the officers in your chain of command will be held accountable for what happened on the day during this tragedy. Being an officer in this unit, how are you going to take on that responsibility, and how are you going to be held responsible for what happened?
Well, all I can do is to help maintain the integrity of the investigation, and whatever they find, then respect it and just follow, whatever comes next.
Any other questions?
Ann Niehoff from the New York Times. What advice would you give to future commanders that are taking charge in this region?
Well, first and foremost, train well with your units, and secondly, lead with integrity, and just do the best that you can.
And we close it out with an assessment to the American people on your current success and why we should be still here in this region.
Well, the operations in Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Turkey, although new, has its merits, and we're continuing to execute those efforts, providing best training for our troops who are going over there. We are constantly learning from everything that we're getting exposed to over there. But at the same time, for our folks back here at home, I'd like to ask that we continue our support and prayers for our troops who are over there and for the families who are over here. Well, thank you all, and have a great day. God bless America.